a big set of cordless power tools and some wood to make a workbench out of. So for the rest of today, that would be the plan. And hopefully I'll be able to make things squarer once I've done that. I've been watching a couple of videos, people putting together workbenches, and to be perfectly honest, I have some thoughts on what I've been doing wrong for the bench work for the model railway. Some of the legs are not perpendicular to the floor. But I'm not too worried that they're off angle, because they are heavily over-engineered for the weight that's going to be upon the top of them. I would need to, put cushions on the top and have half a dozen people sitting on them before I'd be worried about the legs collapsing or the frame collapsing. So that's not too big of an issue. But I would like things to look a little bit straighter than they are at the moment. I'm not going to fix the ones I already have. Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure the remainder of the ones I assemble look a little bit more square. Well, it looks like I'm hitting the corners adequately here. Oops. So, since this was cut in November, we should not see any growth until springtime. So we haven't lost anything. I think the best thing to do with grass is make sure that your last cut is always November, because you will never end up using more or losing more grass. But for the rest of the year, you want to attempt to get your grass cut. Don't cut it immediately when it says ready to harvest. Wait 1 month, do it then, because that will then give you more grass over the course of the year. Is basically you lose a month if you're cutting when it's ready to cut. There's an odd number of months and an even number of growths. So you would never get harvest in November. However, that might not be an issue. Of course, the next question is, what on earth am I going to do with £350,000? That should probably be euros since we're in Ireland. That's better. I could put the GPS on this tractor now. We have the money. But I think one thing I really strongly should consider is possibly buying fields, like right now. Because if I do that, then we can actually, we've still got the rest of November to look at them and decide, do they need to be planted now? We could, if any field that we have now that doesn't have anything in it, I'm not going to bother planting it in November. I will wait until spring, so we may end up with a sorghum crop or Potentially soybeans could be done. Anything that's already planted, we're going to have to do soil sampling and make sure at least the nitrogen's up to scratch. Anything else, yeah, things like putting lime out on a field that's already planted, I'm not going to do that. So we will take a lime hit. We'll take a hit on the method used to plant. And this is all concerning the environmental score. But that still gives us soybean sales. Oy. May, June, I think, is the soybean sell point. So we'll have some money coming in then. Could also look at some of our fields probably getting close to their, actually it might have been this one, getting close to their soil map data, getting past its prime. Okay, let's put that on cruise control. Let's go off and look at, oh, let's save the game again. Let's go off and look at fields. So we have options. We could buy those two. We could buy that one. We could buy those two. We could buy 48. The other one I'm thinking is possibly 30 and we break the hedge there to get into it. Let's have a look. That is 21% cheap. Oh, we don't own 64 yet. That's plus 8%. That is plus 0.2%. That's minus 23. 59 is minus 1.4. That's too expensive. That's discounted. So what did we say? That one is slightly discounted. This one is a lot discounted. Gonna buy that. I'm gonna jump back to the tractor because we're probably at the end of the field. So we now own a new field, which will give us more use in the Fent again. We've been doing quite a lot of work in the Fent lately. Okay, that field's mine. I'm also looking at 56, 54. This is not a brilliant field. I could put grass in that field. It's a little bit overpriced at the moment. That's close. That I will buy. 59, meh. 72's a little bit over. That's a lot over. That's cheap. How much money have I got? 200 and... Let's buy that one too. Okay. So we have a bunch of new fields that I need to do some work on. And I have no idea what's in any of them. So, hey, this is all going to be a thrilling time. Now, any of the fields that have not been, haven't been planted yet, so we can now look at that. Field 30 is cultivated, so that's ready to be planted. I didn't buy that one. I bought that one, which isn't anything. And I bought that one. That one is planted. What does that one have in it? That one has brown stuff in it. That could be barley. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's a good buy because we'll be able to do things with that. This one had canola in it, but doesn't have anything anymore. But it's not reading as harvested or anything. They all have rocks, which is bad. Okay. I don't know what 64 looks like. We're going to have to go and investigate 64. Ooh. And the last run. No. What? Well, that was bad. I need to learn to drive straighter. I probably wasn't paying enough attention. Okay, so we still have 141,000 money left. And I sold my cedar. Ooh, that's not a good thing. Well, I could buy a potato planter. No, don't think so. That would be... I mean, I could buy a potato planter, but that's less than ideal. Might need to take out a loan. Oh, that's... Oh, well, definitely need to take out a loan if I want a direct drill. Well, do I? Is the direct drill in around about £60,000 range? Guess we'll be investigating that thought. Okay, so jump back to here. We need soil map on that. Soil map on that. Did I buy another field? I'm pretty sure, yes, I bought that one. And we'll purchase the soil map. That was expensive. Okay. So we've had the geologist go out. We will take a deeper look at those fields shortly. Now, not going to be the one that's not planted yet. We can do a full workup on that, and I don't need to worry about it until next year, after Christmas, after winter. As far as planting goes. And planting sorghum does mean it will cycle very quickly. Sorghum is generally an early harvest, but a very, very late planting. So, okay, let's go back and have a look. This has horrible pH. This has a sad pH. This actually doesn't look too bad, but we could just go over it with a lime spreader. Nitrogen, this definitely needs a good workup. That'll need a good workup. That is incredibly sad, and what I didn't do was to check. There's no crop in that field. It is cultivated. So that field is ready to be planted, but we can lime it. It's kind of looking like I haven't done too badly on, obviously the barley is, we can nitrogenate it, or we can spray it, but that's about it. And I might do that now, and then we can call that field pretty much done, because I'm not going to be able to do anything else with it. And I don't know how it was planted either, and that might be a thing. I'll work my way along here. As we get closer and closer to the short end of this, yeah, it just stops changing the field texture. But this grass is, for the most part, set up for nitrogen. There is a little bit over here that got missed, according to the map. See, it's definitely seeing this as a missed part. It's not showing up on the map because, you know, the pixel to pixel ratio is not the greatest. That we will call good enough. I mean, this is grass, it doesn't have to be brilliant. So let's go investigate the barley, which we bought. 117,000 money. It's not a lot, but it's definitely not something I'm uncomfortable with. Then I'm going to have to get the lime spreader out again, and we're probably going to have to buy some lime. You know what, we've actually got some money. I could put beehives on our canola field, our current set of canola fields. And while we're driving down this, oh, actually we'll be able to see what the hedges look like down here. And the ones on the left, actually, that looks like a mixture of game hedges, yeah, game hedges and map hedges. So that's another section of hedging that I haven't removed the map hedges from. Might do that on the way back. And we'll head down here. Oops. Sorry. So this flat area on the right is designed for placeables. I think if we keep going. So one of my thoughts is we could buy this area and put a BGA on it. Now, I spent too much money for me to have anything left to purchase a big BGA, but we could buy the mini BGA, and that will process, or that will hold 75,000 litres of silage, manure and slurry, and it's a little bit closer to our farm. Oh, let's have that. And that. This looks like it's strangely close to what barley needs. So this is going to be bringing the nitrogen levels up to perfect, and improving the environmental score such that we are looking at ideal, a precision level of nitrogen injected on the field. The rest of the field, since we've got nothing planted in the other two fields, what I can do is actually go out there and spread manure on both of them. I don't know what the sorghum nitrogen requirements are, so that's a little bit of an issue. But then once spring comes, we can plant the two fields and I can come back out with the sprayer and just do a precise top up. since I don't know how much sorghum needs, and that's probably what we're going to be planting, I will just only run the manure up to about 80 to 100 hectares per kilograms per hectare. That reduces the risk of me over nitrogenating the crop. This is a little bit difficult to tell, and I think I contracted out on this field for crop spraying, which is why the nitrogen level is so high, because we did come here and get paid for adding it. Whereas and that's why there's that big block that's orange, is because I got notified the contract is complete prior to doing that little bit. But you can see the contrast is going up from a dark yellow to a very, very light green. I do need to take this into the corner. Straight there. I have to come back and do the triangle off on the left side, and everything else should be pretty much parallel, if I can figure out where it is. Seeing an awful lot of spray coming out the left side here, but it's definitely doing something. Oh, and still, rain is coming. I'm gonna have to deal with that as well. That's where the fence comes in. So it looks like a little bit on the bottom edge of that corner. If I angle it up, should get most of the rest now. Back down the way we came. To get that little orange bit there, the yellow bit right in the inside of that bottom edge. And go away. Nope, didn't go. I'm guessing that's weird, but that might be a mist planted area.
Look at my hair.
Oh.
My finger is so long, Bill. You can shut you away.
My finger's wobbly. Okay, so once Mrs. Ose is ready to leave, I think they're leaving about, I don't know, they're probably leaving about 10:30. Let's put that on cruise. So I will have to turn the mic off while I discuss the plans for the rest of the day, or at least the immediate part of the day. And we'll figure out what small people who are staying home are going to be doing. I mean, typically he's going to end up watching SpongeBob for 10 minutes and then wander off. He's actually been quite well behaved this morning while the girls were sleeping. Did some colouring and stuff. Yeah, that's the end of that stretch. And as I said before, because we're using so much electronic controls here on the sprayer, on the tractor, I don't actually need guidance steering as part of the tractor unit, because if I go over bits that are where they need to be for what I'm doing, it doesn't waste any chemical. I mean, you can see here the speed that this chemical is getting used up on this field. We are probably at the lowest power setting on the sprays, and this will end up at the best application level. And really at this point the reason for using GPS would be to eliminate some of the constant driving over the same bit of ground, and so you're more efficient with the course you're taking. So rather than doing 3 rows here, I might only end up doing 2, which is reduce the time on the tractor and the equipment. That said, the tractor is now down to 70%, and I should probably think about getting that serviced. And again, it's very difficult to tell the difference between the yellow and the green here.